Hi YouTube, how are you? This is Shay Shay. Ow. So today, by request of family, I am going to be making Toscana soup. And if you are familiar with Toscana soup, it's that sausage soup it's that very popular soup that Olive Garden has in their restaurant. And it has Italian sausage, kale, and a few other ingredients, but it's really good. Perfect for a fall winter day. It's very simple, affordable, a quick easy meal, and it'll definitely get you full. Plus your taste buds will be happy. It's a very much a crowd pleaser, especially if you're on a dime, on a budget, and most people today are on budget, so it's budget friendly. So I hope you enjoy. This is my version. I made it one time and I hit it out the park, y'all. I hit it out the park. So tune in and you'll get to learn this recipe. Okay, so here are your ingredients. You're going to need kale. This is a bunch of kale. Just grab a bunch. About 5 to 6 potatoes. These are kind of medium size. About a cup of onion. I'll use white. About a half of a shallot. 2 garlic cloves minced. Some Italian sausage. You can use mild, but hot is where it's at. That's where the flavor comes from. You're definitely gonna need some chicken stock, or you can make your own chicken stock out of bouillon, and some sour cream. This is Italian, Italian parsley. I use this to finish with. Some black pepper and some seasoning salt. I don't know which one I use. I'll probably use this one. This is what I used last time. And I will put all the ingredients at the bottom of exactly what I used. So, be right back. Okay, so what I have here is the Italian sausage out of the casing. I took it out the casing. That looks gross, but I took it out the casing, and you're just going to get this going, simmering. To let that fat render. Let it brown. Now this is optional, which I have not done, but you can add about two strips of bacon. You can cook in here and leave the bacon on the side and chop it up real fine and add it on later on. But you don't need bacon. It's optional for the bacon lovers. I have yet to add bacon because it's got enough flavor right here. If you're sensitive to heat, like I mentioned before, you can use the mild sausage instead of hot. I just prefer hot because it just tastes better to me. So, we're going to get this brown and going. And after this is almost cooked, we're going to add in our onion, garlic, and shallot. Okay, so now our sausage is halfway cooked, and there's some fat down in there. That's what we need, some of that good old sausage fat. So I can now add in my onion, garlic, and shallot. Making a mess here. Trying to cook and hold this camera at the same time. Alright, So then you mix that in. Oh, you should smell this. Oh my God. Let that onion, garlic, and shallot mix in with that sausage. If y'all could smell this right now. Alright, and after this is done cooking, we're gonna come in and add our chicken stock. Okay, so our sausage is just about done. I'm letting it cook a little bit longer, but our onions have become transparent. And I'm just trying to break down this sausage to bigger chunks into smaller chunks. But you know how Italian sausage is sometimes. But yeah, so once you get to this point, you're going to add in your chicken stock. Now, recipe calls for about 6 cups of chicken stock. Okay, so before I add my potatoes in, I just wanted to show how I cut them up, and I just sliced them as thin as I could by hand. If you have a potato slicer, that would be even better, but I cut them, this is how thin I got them. You don't want them too thin because you want some you want some type of texture in your soup. So I left them a little thick, and I left the skin on because I like the skin. Well, you can take the skin off. There's plenty of iron in that skin, so you know you get your vitamins in that. And I chop them in half. I don't leave them whole like this. I'll just, you know, chop them. You get the picture. I can't do it with one hand, but they don't have to be all uniform and perfect, you know. But this is how I usually chop them. And about, you know, fourths like that. So about this size, cut them in like fourths like that. And that's a good bite-sized piece to go along with your sausage and kale. So we're gonna cut these up, finish cutting these up, and add that to the pot. Okay, next up, kale. So your kale will come like this. You just want to make sure you wash it thoroughly, and before you chop it up like this, you definitely want to take this long stem out as best you can. You can just rip it apart. Rip it along in the stem. The stem does get thin, so usually about to right here and you're good. Just take that thick part off. Chop it up and you'll get, you know, to some nice pieces. Not too big, but not too small, you know, in between. And let's see, add this to the kale I already chopped. And then I'm gonna bring it to the pot. Now I already added some kale in here already. Now when it comes to the kale, you want to eyeball it a little, because for me, I like a good sauce meat to potato to kale ratio. You know, you don't want one to overpower the other. So in each bite, you want to have some meat, potato, and kale. So you can see I don't really have that much kale in here. I got plenty of potato, plenty of sausage, low on the kale. And this kale is gonna wilt. Like, the kale is gonna wilt. So I'm gonna add in more kale. Mix that in. think this is about enough kale right here because this is gonna wilt. It looks like a lot, but it's not really a lot. It'll be good. Kale's good for you. Get your vitamins. And I have this on about low, medium, between low and medium. So about a 4 if you have one of those number things, the numbered stove dial. All right. Okay, so we got that covered. And now we're gonna add in some seasoning. Now, I just bought this seasoning. I don't know if I'm gonna use it because I didn't use that last time, so I'm gonna stick to the recipe. Now, you can't just, you know, some people cook and they don't taste their food while they cook. You gotta taste the food while you cooking. You gotta build the flavors up, layer by layer, and that's what we doing here. We building flavor layer by layer. You feel me? So we're just gonna sprinkle a little bit of this Tony's, just a little bit, and a little bit of this black pepper. You know, just eyeball it. You ain't gotta throw the whole thing in there, just enough for now. Mix it up. I should be using a spoon, but I got a spatula for now. So we're gonna let that cook down because my potatoes are still kind of hard. So we're gonna let that cook, let that sit, marinate before we add in our sour cream and Italian parsley. All right, so this has been simmering for about 15 minutes. Potatoes are just about done. You see the kale has wilted, but it's still kind of firm, like the kale anyway. So, you know, that's the secret. Some people use spinach and all that. No, spinach would have disintegrated in this, but the kale, it still holds. It's holding it down. Don't that look good? And my little sous chef woke up. Say hi, Kiki. Hi, Kiki. Say hi. She quiet. Anywho, so next I have my Italian parsley. Pretty cheap. It has an earthy smell. But this you will add towards the end, which we're just about there. We're just about there. So what I'm gonna add before the Italian parsley is some sour cream. Now with the sour cream, I would say maybe about a half a cup of sour cream. Mind you, I eyeball it. I eyeball a lot. You know, whatever looks good. So let's start with, just throw it in there. And this is gonna thicken it up and give it that extra layer of flavor. And this is what's gonna transform it into the Toscana. Some people want it, you know, if you want to use heavy cream, you can. I prefer not to because I don't want that heavy. I don't want it too heavy. It already has potatoes in it and sausage. How heavy do you want it? My phone is ringing. I'll let that go to voicemail. Okay, so we're gonna add a little bit more sour cream. That was probably a quarter cup. So this, like I said, probably half a cup. But get it to how you like it. This is what I'm doing. All right, so here is the final product. product. It's gonna smell like Olive Garden in your house. Oh, there's a big clump of tomato right there. Anyway, this is how you're gonna serve it up. This is how I serve it up. But get your nice big soup bowl right here. Get you a nice ladle. Hope I don't make a mess. Look at that. Look at that. Get you a nice another big ladle of. Look at that. Look at that. And then to finish it off, just gonna add a little Parmesan cheese, shredded Parmesan. Look at that. And there you go. Homemade Toscana soup, straight from your kitchen. Straight from my kitchen to your kitchen, but you know what I'm saying. But when I tell you, off the chain, off the chain. Hope you enjoy. Hit that like button. Let me know how it turns out. And bon appetit.